The top 4 seeds are through on the men's side into the second round. Djokovic, Sinner, Alcaraz and Zverev. And I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on their first round matches and their performances, and giving you some ratings of how they did. Right, before we go anywhere, make sure you have hit a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be bringing you these every single round and telling you our thoughts on the top 4 players' performances should they stay in the competition. So let's get stuck into it, and no better place to start, I feel, other than the person who finished off last, and that is Novak Djokovic. And he came through in straight sets against, well, a really tough player, I think, in Pierre-Hugues Herbert, and a French player playing in Paris, playing against somebody who is actually a Grand Slam doubles champion as well. An awkward style, I would say, for Novak Djokovic to start his campaign, but he still did it with a straight sets victory. Was it A-grade Djokovic? No. But there were still some flashes of brilliance in there, and he just did enough. And I think that that's all any Djokovic fan out there is really looking for in this first round, is just to get through unscathed, show some moments of magic. And he was roaring a bit on the court as well. I thought that there was a few errors into the net. I'd say a few forehands he tried down the line. Maybe a slight... I don't know, off with the touch. I think his radar maybe not quite dialed in yet, but it's going to take a little bit of time, and we know he's not been in top form coming in, so it might take even a little bit longer. But I still think a solid performance, and I think something that he'll go away, he'll be happy with, something to build on as well. And it's an awkward style when somebody's such a great volleyer, such a great serve volleyer, really. I mean, Herbert attacks the net at every opportunity. Some of the best hands, if not, I think he's well up there in like the top, say, 10 players volleying, I think, on the men's tour. He's so good with his hands, and that's why he's done so well on the doubles. I mean, he's a Grand Slam champion in doubles, and that's for a reason. Very tough to pass at the net, and always very clinical if he does get the opportunity to put it away. And he ran him close in that second set, pushed it all the way to a tie-break. Let's have a look at some of the statistics. Got Djokovic here on the left, 4 aces, 2 double faults, and Herbert there was 7 aces, 7 double faults. See Djokovic first serve percentage there at 68%, 84% of the first serves won, 73% of second serves. Djokovic very solid on serve, and that's a good thing to take away from today's match. If the serve's going well for him, then the rest of it normally follows. Not the toughest opposition, not the best, I'd say, baseline player, so you're not really going to be attacked that often from the baseline from someone like Herbert, but just solid from Djokovic, I'd say. Moving down, have a look at the winners, unforced errors. Djokovic 29 winners, 18 unforced errors, and Herbert 37 winners, but also 31 unforced errors. So he did play well, and he can turn up on his day. He's made a few finals in his time. I think I remember him playing one against Medvedev. I think that was on indoor hardcourt though. Decent player. I don't think he's even been in too much form like of late, but being in France, it does help. I know that we say that a lot, but we've seen the likes of people like Gaston, and he'll have a completely terrible year and then just come into the French Open and suddenly turn it on. But a few other stats there. Total points won for the match, 103 for Djokovic and 81 for Herbert. I think pretty good. Break points, I mean, he took 4 out of 7, did Djokovic, and saved the only one that he had against him. So I'd say solid performance from Novak Djokovic. I wouldn't say amazing, but didn't need to be. And I think for that performance, I'm going to give Djokovic a 6 out of 10. And I don't think he would be too mad about me saying that either. I think that is pretty fair. Let's move on to the next person I'm going to be covering on this. And this is Carlos Alcaraz. And there was a lot of questions coming in. How is the arm? Obviously, big worry. And he's the favourite, despite the arm injury, to win Roland Garros, which is a lot of pressure to be on a young man's shoulders. And especially after what happened last year, you'd think he wanted to come back here and just get that victory. Just not really the best start he would have hoped for, having this forearm injury, but it didn't affect his performance. He did play JJ Wolf, very convincing, I have to say. I think it was a really, really brilliant performance, I think, considering he started a little bit shaky, though. Wolf sort of took the game to him in the first couple of games, and then when he found his stride, I mean, Alcaraz, just such a joy to watch. It's like an artist on the tennis court, really. The way he slides around, the backhand down the line is looking like an absolute weapon. I mean, Wolf couldn't even get close to so many of them. The power he possesses, I mean, absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyable, and he won this match in under 2 hours as well. 6-1, 6-2, 6-1. So you've got to grade everything by maybe the standard of opposition as well on the surface. I would say not that high a level for Alcaraz in the first round. No disrespect to Wolf, but he's not much of a clay court player, and Alcaraz should be beating someone like this if he's not injured in this sort of style. So I think it was pretty much a solid victory, but nothing really to write home about. I mean, everyone expected Alcaraz to win. These are some of the stats. 5 aces for Alcaraz, only 1 double fault, 70% serves, 70% of first serve points won. But the one big thing here, he did give away like quite a lot of break points. And you can see there, like break points saved, 5 out of 7. So he did actually get broken twice, which it's not great, but it's still the first match. And you can see he conjured up loads of breakpoint opportunities on JJ Wolf's serve, though. And look, 14, I mean, crazy number. Moving down for the winners to unforced errors, 27 winners, 20 unforced errors. I mean, I've seen him do a lot better before. Considering the scoreline, you'd expect it to be more dominant than that. Wolf with only 10 winners, 25 unforced errors. Total points for the match, 87 to 46. I mean, pretty much double the points. Easy win for Alcaraz. Didn't really need to show off all of his tools, just did enough. I reckon Alcaraz, I'll give him a 7 out of 10 for that performance. Let me know in the comments section if you agree with that. But yeah, I expected him to beat someone like Wolf convincingly anyway. Moving on. Next up, Jannik Sinner, and he defeated Chris Eubanks 6-3, 6-3, 6-4. And just coming back off of his own injury as well, the hip injury. This is another worry, really. I mean, hopefully it doesn't cause him any problems in this tournament. He looked to be fine on court. And yeah, the results speak for themselves. He's 29-2 in 2024. Simply the best right now, they're saying there. I thought in this performance, I expected it to be straight sets. I think most people probably did. I think you're just going through the motions sometimes, and that it felt like that in this match. Eubanks couldn't get his serve going really for a lot of it, and he's very serve heavy. Jannik Sinner, just all in all, just a better tennis player, and was able just to exploit small opportunities in the match, as we see here. I mean, even if he was down or even if he gets broken, you never thought that he was ever really in trouble. First serve percentage needs to come up a bit for Jannik Sinner, only 61%, only winning 51% of his second serves. You see there, saved 9 out of 10 break points. I mean, you can tell wasn't really fully on his game, but it didn't need to be. I mean, it's Chris Eubanks, as much as he's a lovely guy and some amazing gestures right at the end of the match as well, just shows the class that he is by He always hangs around and just gives out like his racket or gives things away to fans. Very nice guy, one of the nicest guys on the tour. So fair play to Chris Eubanks. That will go a long way. Everyone will remember the super nice guys. 33 winners for Jannik Sinner, 24 unforced errors. Not a great ratio. It's a positive one, that's the main thing. And you see there 42 unforced errors from Chris Eubanks to only 27 winners. I mean, Eubanks, he definitely packs a punch, but you need more than that against someone like Jannik Sinner. I thought he just made it look easy, unfortunately, for Eubanks. Total points won, 104 for Sinner, 78 for Eubanks. And he's still undefeated in Grand Slam matches this year. It should be noted. And he does now play Richard Gasquet in his next match. That'd be exciting, playing against a French player. And Gasquet, yeah, a bit of a shocker going through. I think it was Chorich he beat, so impressive. It'll definitely be a lot of the crowd on the Gasquet's side, but I think Sinner will have his own faithful there as well, cheering him on. I expect him to go through again against Gasquet. We've got the last person on the list, and they say save the best till last. Oh, I didn't give my rating for Jannik Sinner. So, out of 10, Jannik Sinner, I would go with... I'm going to go with slightly less than Alcaraz. I'm going to go with a 6 as well, level with Djokovic. I mean, Alcaraz is much more convincing. I feel that this one, I'll give him a 6, but a lot of room for improvement, and I'm sure he will improve. Let's move on to Zverev. He is the 4th of the top 4, and his match, well, we all know what happened there. He knocks out Rafael Nadal in straight sets, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3, and he's now just the 3rd ever player to beat the 14-time Roland Garros champion. I mean, it's something great feather in your cap, isn't it, if you're Sasha Zverev? And sort of, I'd say a bit of revenge, just because he wasn't able to finish the match when they played last with that horrible ankle injury. And he wanted this one back. And you could tell he was very motivated. He looked on point. There were a few dips throughout the match, but I wouldn't say enough to allow Rafael Nadal enough breathing space that he required to be able to get at least one set under his belt. Rafa had the opportunity, was serving for the set in the second set, and I mean, it was a terrible service game, and Zverev just punished him every opportunity, even when you thought, I think Rafa had a fantastic match, to be honest, and it's even been echoed by the likes of Djokovic and his other peers. They said that he had a really good match. Just when you're playing up against Zverev, who's probably the most informed player coming into the tournament, it's a nightmare to play against. And some of those shots that Zverev was able to get back, other players wouldn't have been able to have got those back. Out the court, it looked like winners. And Zverev finds a way. I keep saying, I think he might be the best for recoverability in rallies at the back of a court. He's got such a long frame. And when the serve's going, the serve was going as well. The serve looked good, and it was hard for Rafa to really get into the point when that first serve went in. It was pretty much a given that Zverev was going to take the point. 77% of first serves that went in, 72% of them he won. And, well, go down the list here. I mean, only 8 aces, but it's expected to have less on this style of clay. 3 double faults and 44 winners. I mean, that's a big number. Very, very impressed with that. 30 unforced errors, but Rafa as well on his side, 34 winners as well to 30 unforced errors. Very high level match. Was very disappointed I wasn't able to watch it live, but watching it back, I was really impressed by Rafa, and the fact I was impressed by Rafa means I'm even more impressed by Sasha Zverev and what he achieved there. I thought it was an unbelievable performance. Very calm, very collected. The fact he was up against the whole crowd as well, that could have played a factor in him maybe getting more nervous. I don't think he showed the nerves. I think there was the odd occasion, maybe, when it crept in, but it wasn't enough. And I don't think Rafa's level was high enough, consistently enough, to be able to get rid of somebody like a Sasha Zverev, or even to get a set from him, which is a scary prospect for the rest of this Roland Garros draw, because if Zverev's playing like this, it's going to be a very, very tough task to beat him. I think my grade for Sasha Zverev, considering how difficult his first round opponent was, I'm going to be giving him a 9 out of 10 for his first round performance. But that's just my quick review of the top 4 players on the men's side and how they performed in their first round matches. Let me know your ratings in that comment section below. How did you see it? Did you see it the same as me? I had 6 for Djokovic, I had 6 for Sinner, 7 for Alcaraz, and 9 for Sasha Zverev. I want to hear what your thoughts were, and do you agree with me, or do you have something different? But if you haven't done so yet, smash a like, subscribe, and join us tomorrow for more Roland Garros action.